Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is pretty juicy. Okay, I'm gonna be opening up about some things that a lot of us don't really like to talk about because we can feel a lot of shame and it could be hiding in our shadow self and we don't want to face it. But you guys, earlier today I was on Instagram. Always starts on Instagram, right? And I saw this old picture and it just kind of like made me feel some type of way about a situation way back in my past that I'm not even worried about these days, but it's just part of life. And a lot of times we can feel insecure or we can feel like jealousy in our heart, and this is something that's important to recognize like as soon as it comes up, because you don't want to carry this with you. You don't want to harbor these feelings because they just don't feel good, and they don't feel good for a reason. It's trying to show you inside like what you're feeling. And so it's very easy in today's world to compare yourself to so many people, and this is so detrimental to our mental health. Just like inferiority, feeling like we're not good enough and like our worthiness, and there's really no need to compare yourself. But in the age of social media, that's like what we're doing all the time. We're following people, we're looking at the best parts of their life, and we're saying, I don't look like that, I don't have that amount of money, or my life is not like theirs. Okay, my life sucks, they're amazing, what's wrong with me? And it's like this cycle and this loop that we get into if we don't stop and recognize what's happening. What I've had to realize, and what I want to share with you guys, to remember, especially my ladies out there, but even for my guys, when you see someone else's beauty, it's not the absence of your own. And I have to stop and remind myself this, because people are gorgeous, people are beautiful out here, handsome, whatever. Maybe you like their body. Just because somebody else looks good doesn't mean you don't. Like two beautiful things can coexist at the same time. And I feel like it's important to know this, because you should recognize your own beauty, your own like fact that you're rare and that you're original and that there's only one you. And like that's your superpower. There's only one you. And remember our own greatness, because we hear so much about narcissism. Nobody wants to seem conceited or vain, but I feel like depending on where you're at in your journey, a lot of us, we should think more of ourselves. And I heard someone talk about this recently, and I agree. Like, it's not that we think too much of ourselves, it's that we don't think enough of ourselves. Like, you have to big up yourself. Recognize your own greatness, your own beauty, your own intelligence, your own magic. Lift yourself up in a world where we're constantly being told we're not enough. We're constantly advertised to, you need this product, you need to look like this, you need this weight loss pill, you need to do this, do that, have more money. Like, we're constantly striving for more. It's human nature to want to keep, like, we're never satisfied, And so I just feel like to gain that inner peace, the minute you're starting to feel insecure, recognize it, don't suppress it, and ask yourself, like, why? Like, you see somebody beautiful on social media, that should inspire you. A beautiful thing is beautiful. Beauty is not just physical, it's also like what's inside, what you're sharing with the world. It's not just how someone looks. And so what about your own beauty? You don't have to, it shouldn't trigger envy. And it shouldn't trigger jealousy, but sometimes it does. And I think it's just about awareness. Just because someone is gorgeous and beautiful or powerful, strong, successful, whatever it is, allow it to inspire you and look back to your own greatness. It's all about watering our own grass, allowing ourselves to bloom, because insecurity and jealousy happens when we are so focused on the outward. Which is why I'm always talking about self-love and like bringing the intention back to yourself, putting the focus back on yourself. This is not narcissistic. This is you watering your own grass and allowing yourself to bloom, nourishing yourself so that you can fly, so that you can recognize like you have so much of your own to add to this world. The way that I see this world, you guys, is like we are all here because we're needed. And we're all here because the creator of all things wanted to make you. So you're here because you're needed. You're here because you are an instrumental part of creation. And so instead of focusing on what other people are doing and their greatness or their beauty or their success, like focus on your own, because you are an original and no one can be you. Like you're this piece of the puzzle that no one else can do it like you. And I feel like it's important to know this. Instead of be so humble, be so meek, and all these things that are pressed into our mind from a young age, there's a time for everything. So there is a time to be humble, but there's also a time to just nourish yourself and just recognize your own greatness. Life is not a competition, and I've talked about this before, but I feel like we have this competitive mindset where it's really stemming from a lack mindset, you guys. Like competition stems from a lack mindset, because the truth of the universe is abundance. So there's more than enough. You don't have to compete with anyone because there's more than enough for you. We can all win. I just feel like it's important to know this. We each have something different to add, because the thing is, we each have different interests, talents, different roles to play. Focus on you, your own journey, instead of distracting yourself, worried about what the next person's doing. Even if they're in your same industry, even if they're at your same job, if you're in school, even within a friend group, even within a marriage, like even within a family. Instead of competing with one another, what if we actually support one another, encourage one another, and focus on what we're here to do? Because that's why there's so many of us. Like, we can't do it all. Everybody has a different role to play. Everybody has value to add. But if you're so worried about what the next person's doing, then you're not doing your job. You're not fulfilling your purpose. And maybe your purpose is just to live, but let's stop hating on people. Even me doing this work now in the spiritual community, because it's like I used to be working in the beauty industry, like cosmetology, and had a makeup line, and I was a makeup artist and stuff. I got out of that because I was like, it was not for me anymore. I evolved past that. I was like, that's not really how I want to spend my energy, my time. There's deeper things. There's so much more to beauty. That's why I transitioned to spirituality and self-love and self-development. And that's what's in my heart to share. And that's the true essence of beauty to me. And you would think being in this new community, it's more harmonious and it is. But I've also noticed there's still hate. People still hate on each other. People still are competing and trying to put people down. So I feel it's just human nature. And once again, it stems from a lack mindset. You see someone else as a threat, but they're not a threat. They're actually your sister. They're actually your brother. We're kindred spirits. We all stem from one. So less hate, more love. Focus on your own journey. If you see somebody else and it triggers you, don't wish on someone else's downfall. Don't feel like you have to compete. Focus on your own self, and I just feel it's gonna make for a better world, and you're gonna feel better, and so it's natural to sometimes feel jealousy, feel insecurity, and it's okay, but we can move past it once we brave enough to see what's really going on. Okay, you're hating right now. Oh, you're jealous right now. You're feeling insecure right now. It's important to see it, then release it. Okay? So I'm sending you so much love and so much power. Let me know what you think of this video, and I will see you in my next one. Take care of yourself. Bye.